Yo! What's up, everybody? Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday. Oh, this drought is killing me. It is gonna kill me, chat. It's absolutely gonna kill me. I'm gonna go ahead and pour myself a drink. It's Whiskey Wednesday. I'm sipping on some Jack Daniel's Tennessee Apple, as per usual. Hope everybody's having a good week so far. Thank you to everybody that came and hung out on the Tactical Tuesday stream yesterday. That was a lot of fun. Got to play a little Ready or Not with Cannon, some other folks. Mr. Bogan Bab popped in and played. Will MacDaddy played. Even Rob over at Vinewood Public Access popped in and played. That stream is officially already set for members only, so members, if you are wanting to go back and watch that shit show unfold, you can certainly go and do so. We've got some new things. Those of you that were here early, thank you for your help. I was sitting here trying to work out the new chat that you see on the side of the screen here. And then in addition to that, we've also got a cool new little thing that I'll show you here in a few minutes, which is going to come in handy for questions and things like that. So I'm going to scroll up here and see. I know Pickle was the first one here, but that chat has already disappeared. It's gone. It's long gone now because of all the testing and everything else that we've been doing in the chat. So I'm going to roll through and do some shouts to some regulars and some members and some new people. I guess everybody. Teddy Knight is here. Welcome. Let's see. We've got Generic Jerry. Oh, this is going to keep scrolling on me. Maybe we'll do this over here. It's going to scroll over there too. It will not let me stick to the top of the screen here with this new chat thing. Primitive, Greg G Money 90, Generic Jerry, HCL Psycho. Let's see who else we got. Terry 1428. Haven't seen that name before. Welcome. Lean 17. What's up? What's good? Yanis is here. Shout out to Yanis, by the way, guys. This video that I'm working on, the new Vice City video, the deep dive, Yanis has come in clutch on more than one occasion. I keep bugging him. Thank you, by the way, for answering all my questions. He's quick too. Like if I've got a question about something, I'll shoot it over to him. I'm like, hey, how do we know that this is here? And like within 5 minutes, usually I'll have a response. So thank you so much for your help, Yanis. I appreciate you. T-Bird is here. We also got Angry Cat in the house. Plenty of mods on duty, which is good. The Dylan player is here. Sith, welcome back. Been playing some Ready or Not with Sith. Good to see you in here. I broke the chains. Anna Wack is here. What's up, Anna Wack? Jose Hurtado, K-Mac, Phoenix Del Mar, Josiah Rally, Marcus. What's good, guys? What's good? Let's see. I don't know if I got everybody. This chat keeps scrolling. Every time I try to scroll up to see, it like shoots back down on the bottom every time somebody types something. So I'm trying to scroll up and see everybody, but it's I'm fighting you guys. I think I got most everybody. If I haven't said your name and you're here, go ahead and say something in the chat, and I'll go ahead and say hello. Jai Anu K1Q, welcome. Let's see. Impact Wrestling is here. Impact Wrestling Federation. Sorry, IWF. Welcome. Kimberly Daniels, welcome. K-Mac, hello. Glad you guys like the new chat. So I'm using something called Social Ninja or whatever it's called. It's totally new. I haven't done it before. So if it starts acting up, I apologize ahead of time, but it does allow us to do cool features like this. So I can select chats from you guys, and as I go to answer that question or acknowledge that chat, it pops up here, and I can, you guys can all see it a little bit clearer on screen. So pretty cool, huh? I like that. Which is gonna come in handy when it comes to like questions and making fun of people, all of that good stuff. So, yes, Angry Cat, thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. If you're watching right now and you enjoy my content, smash the like button. It helps so much. YouTube only cares about likes when they decide whether a live stream needs to be pushed out to more people. because they have a hard time monitoring average view duration with people popping in and out and all that stuff. So it really comes down to like how many likes the live stream gets. The more likes it gets, the more it'll be pushed out to more people. We'll try and update the like meter as we go. Jerry will kind of help me stay on top of that, and we'll just kind of keep that going as we go. All right. Lagavulin 16 tonight. I don't know what that means, Frankie. Sorry. Well, let me click here. No, it won't let me click there. Oh, that is cool though. It gives me total access. Okay, cool. This thing's nice. I like this. I'm kind of digging it. Crescendo, welcome. 44 likes. Thank you, Jerry. Let me go ahead and get that pulled up here. I've got a lot to cover with you guys tonight, and we're going to get into that here shortly. I've been doing an absolute ass ton of research for this new Vice City deep dive video. Like, a lot. I'll put it to you this way. Normally, it takes me about 2 days, give or take, to research and script a video. Okay? I am now going on 5 or 6 days of research and scripting. It's massive. It's massive, and I'm constantly fighting. Like, I want to include every detail, right? Because it interests me, and I know it interests a lot of you guys too. The problem is, you got to kind of, as a creator, you got to kind of balance. You got to kind of balance it. You got to kind of try and please the people that want every little detail, and then try and please the people that just want the basics and they don't want to watch an 1.5 hour long deep dive. So we're kind of trying to do both. I want to make sure that when you guys get done watching the video, you're like, wow, that's really cool. I didn't know a lot of that. But on the same token, I'm trying to get as many people across the finish line to watch the end of the video as possible. So, it's not going to be no 2 hours, Marcus. That's not happening. But it will probably be right around an hour. There's just no way to do it. You can't do these locations justice. I mean, just going through them. I mean, you have Vice Beach, which is influenced by, I don't even know, probably 5 or 6 different areas on the Barrier Island. You have downtown Miami and Brickell, which are their own little sort of entities with tons of different nightlife and cool things to cover there. You've got Overtown, which is named Crosstown on the Vice City or the GTA 6 mapping project. You've got a township called Apalaka, which is renamed Tishawaka, and we'll get into that too. You've got other places like Liberty City, not the Grand Theft Auto Liberty City, but like the real Florida Liberty City. There's a place called Liberty City in Florida, and that has some really interesting places and things. And on top of that, you've got all the stuff down southwest towards like Pirine and Hamlet, which is really interesting. We'll talk about that too. And then just the sheer amount of like culture and gang influence and pop culture influence and like all that stuff. It's absolutely massive. And there's really no way to do that justice in anything less than like an hour. So it's going to be a longer video. So it will mean a lot to me when that video comes out. If you guys, of course, watch it, but, like it, share it if you want to, that would help. So Opalaka, sorry. Johns, I didn't realize it was pronounced Opalaka. So Opalaka, so, Waka, no. So the actual, the original, like seminal name for that area was, it was something Apa Tishawaka. So like, it's like four words. And what Rockstar did is they eliminated the first word and the last word. That's what it was. So Apa Tishawaka Laka. Opa Tishawaka Laka is the like the full seminal word, and it just means like area surrounded by water with trees on it. Basically kind of like an island or like a swampy island or something like that. So that's kind of cool. But so Rockstar basically just ditched the first word and the last word of that, and then kept the middle two and kept it Tishawaka. And they've put really cool stuff in there. Like there's, you know, there's a big flea market based on the Hialeah and Opalaka flea market that will likely be in there, where you can go in and buy anything from, you know, vegetables and fruits to like sketchy electronics. Opatishawaka, yes, is the original Native American place for the name of the city, Opalaka, Florida. Yes, that's exactly right. Remove Chan. Yep. So all kinds of stuff like that. Let's see if there's another cool one. The Rockstar's name for their version of Little Haiti is La Pearl. And La Pearl is, of course, the Haiti was actually labeled the Pearl of the Antilles because it was like one of the most profitable Caribbean islands, and so that is kind of where they're pulling that. And then there's also this market in Little Haiti called Marché Haïtien, I think is the name of it. And it's Creole for Haitian marketplace. And what's really cool is if you look into like the screenshots or the trailer footage, you guys can see like there's this particular scene where the three guys kind of get up off the couch or whatever, and they're like trying to intimidate Jason or whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. But if you go to like a certain frame, they're just separated enough to where you can see this like little like cork board, like community board behind them on the wall. And if you zoom into that, there's a couple of flyers. One of them is from the La Pearl Market. It's advertising the La Pearl Market. And then the other one is from the Haitian American Cultural Center, which is, if you like really read it, it's talking about, or at least it seems like it's talking about protesting the sale of live animals at the La Pearl Market. And diving deeper into that, will tell you that that's pretty commonplace at the Haitian marketplace in Little Haiti. And what's really interesting too is there's a certain subsect of Haitian culture that practices voodoo, and that in itself involves animal sacrifice and things. So Rockstar could be like playing into the whole Haitian voodoo lore, where there's like this ongoing sort of back and forth between like, you know, the Haitians that don't practice voodoo and then the Haitians that do practice voodoo in La Pearl, and them fighting about like whether or not they should sell live animals to sort of stop, you know, that voodoo sacrificial practice in the area. All kinds of little lore things like that if you like really dive into this and like glue yourself to screenshots and stuff, you can find a lot of this stuff. So that's just scratching the surface, guys. there's so much stuff. Another really cool one. And I don't want to give away everything in the video, but in the Liberty City, Overton area, Overton is kind of known. Let me turn this music down just a little bit. Overtown is kind of known for its history in like black culture and soul music and R&B and a lot of that stuff. A lot of famous black musicians got their start in that area and performed there, and it was really known for its jazz and blues and all of that back in the 1940s and 50s. But as time went on, they actually dropped a highway, I-95, right through the middle of that downtown area, and it completely destroyed the culture and everything in Overtown. So, but now it's a lot more centered around like hip hop culture and modern black culture. But what's really interesting is that from around that area, there was a group, like a gang called the Boobie Boys. And they were known for running a lot of drugs through Florida up from Key West, as were a lot of the groups in South Florida. And they were known for moving drugs, and they were also known for being extremely violent to anybody that tried to like intercede on their activity. Now, what's really cool about that is the same location where Crosstown is in GTA 6 is kind of a blend of Liberty City, which is where the Booby Boys were from, and Overtown, which is where modern hip hop culture and all that, like a lot of your artists like Rick Ross and that kind of stuff, all kind of come from this area. And the central figure in the Crosstown area is none other than Mr. Booby Ike himself. So he's named after the Booby Boys, right? I mean, that can't be a coincidence. That's just, it's too unique of a name. And he's also heavily involved in drugs and music. So you can kind of start seeing how Rockstar is piecing a lot of this stuff together and what their influences are. And then by looking deeper into those influences, you can kind of get some ideas for like, what they're kind of trying to do and what sort of a vibe or whatever they're trying to create in Vice City. So it's really, really, really cool. They absolutely do their research. Marcus. So it's, there's a ton of stuff like that. Like I could, and we will. I mean, that's what this Whiskey Wednesday is going to be about. We're going to go through and we're going to talk about like all that stuff. Honestly, by the end of this Whiskey Wednesday, you guys are probably going to be like, oh, I don't even need to watch a video now. But yeah, it's really cool. David Kasparov says Overtown today has had a lot of gentrification development. The Miami Central Brightline station is there, for example. So a lot of the old hood is being replaced with more upscale stuff. That's really interesting. I didn't know that. And what I also didn't know is that I need to make that window a little bit bigger for that featured chat. Give me 1 second. Let's just adjust that. Make this 600 high, 1200 long. There we go. So yeah, lots of really cool stuff. So, I mean, we can kind of go in whatever direction you guys want to go. So I'm going to let you guys kind of, if you want to learn, if you want to know about a particular area, and again, keep in mind, guys, a lot of this stuff is speculative, right? Like we don't know anything really, because other than the official information that Rockstar has confirmed, and even in that, a lot of this stuff we are, leaning, into speculation, trying to figure that out. Gentrification, ramen noodles, is basically when money is poured into an area that doesn't have a whole lot of things going for it. And, it's also, it can be looked at as both a positive and a negative thing. The people that are content with the culture and the area usually push back against gentrification because money is being poured into the city, and, it brings new things that maybe you don't like or enjoy or whatever. But usually gentrification can be a good thing because, like I said, it brings more money into your area and it raises the value of the area, and then more people want to come there. And, the more money that pours into an area, the better it generally gets. That's not always the case, but definitely the Wynwood area. Okay, so Sith wants to know about the Wynwood area. So what I can tell you about the Wynwood area is that the screenshot that you guys can look at, or not screenshot, but the piece of footage that we have that you can look at in reference to Wynwood is that trailer clip when you're kind of driving down the road and you have all those nice cars that are pulling into this parking lot and doing like a little car show. That's Wynwood. That's their version of Wynwood, or I'm sorry, Wynwood is the actual name. Rockstar is calling it Stockyard. So if you look on the mapping project, it's called Stockyard, but that's based on the Wynwood area. Wynwood was traditionally like a stockyard. That's why they named it Stockyard. It was where a lot of like animals were sold and brought in and sold to butchers and that kind of stuff. And it's very like low-rise warehouses, that kind of stuff. But when you're talking about what Rockstar is doing with it, it's hard to say because all we have is that one little glimpse of it. And it from the looks of it, there's like some kind of car show or something going on there. But the actual Wynwood has gone through a crazy change over the last however many years. What happened was like basically a wealthy investor paid to have some internationally recognized street artists come in and start painting murals over the warehouse faces in the buildings to try and give them like a new, sort of revitalized, cool look, more or less like decorate. Yeah, graffiti art, exactly. Sort of decorate the area, make it look a little bit nicer. But what happened is a lot of artists started moving there to sort of become part of that scene and renting out those warehouses as like residential areas because there wasn't a lot of regulatory rules and restrictions on that. They could sort of express themselves artistically. And because it kept bringing in more and more artists, it became sort of this like place to go for people to look at like art and street art and things like that. And not long after that happened, the money started really pouring into the area. It raised the property value to the point that a lot of the artists that have been living in that area can no longer afford to live in it. And it's basically been turned into, and you can go and look it up on the internet. What it looks like to me is what Phil Robertson would refer to as like a yuppie hangout, which is like, a lot of, 20, 30-year-old young people that are really into like artsy fartsy stuff and microbreweries and that kind of stuff. So that's more or less what Wynwood has become. Now we can't really see that in the clip from the trailer because we see like 3 or 4 seconds of what looks like some sort of car show going on in the parking lot. So I don't know if Rockstar is going to take it in the direction that it actually is right now, which would be very sort of artsy and upper scale artistic. I don't even really know how to define it really because it's so unique. But yeah, I don't know. They could host events and other things there too. So that's a little bit on Wynwood. So I hope that answers your question. Spooky Essay says, damn, I remember when that countdown said 180. Time is flying. That's right, guys. That was 20 days ago. Let me update these likes real quick. Jerry says we're up to 86. Thank you guys for liking the stream. I appreciate it. It does help quite a bit. If you're watching me on mobile, it's super easy. You click the button in the corner of your screen to minimize. It's over on this side, down in this corner. You click that little X button, and that'll just minimize like the chat. Then you can hit the like button, and then click on the chat again, and it'll pull everything back up. Takes like 2 seconds. So I appreciate you doing that. What about the elusive mud park? So that's not in Vice City. That's likely going to be up. So here's the other thing, guys. In doing research for this video, obviously there's this place that we know of called Waning Sands. If we can see that from the trailer footage, it basically looks like it's an area. Waning Sands is like an area. It's a little township. And Evergreen is the name of the mall that they have in Waning Sands. Evergreen is, you can see it when Jason and Lucia had just robbed that store in one of the trailers and they're driving away and those cops go flying past them real quick and Lucia looks back over her shoulder. There's a brief glimpse of a sign, like it's for a mall, and it says Waning Sands and Evergreen. So we know there's going to be a big mall there. I think Rockstar is probably basing that mall on the Aventura Mall, which is like this huge, like one of the largest shopping malls in Florida. But it's also located in Broward County. Now, Broward County is where Fort Lauderdale is. It's where there's a lot of interesting architecture and hotels. Like there's a giant Hard Rock hotel that's shaped like a guitar. Like I can totally see Rockstar incorporating some of that. So it would be really interesting to see, like if you look at a map, I mean, Miami-Dade County is huge. You've got all of Miami, but then it stops and you got Broward County, but there's no real like green separation between the two cities. They're more or less kind of blended together, or counties, I should say. So Rockstar could, if they wanted to, I have no idea what they're planning on doing. But it would be really interesting to see if they included more from Broward County. No, I'm not actually from Miami, Jose. I'm just a little bit too obsessed with Grand Theft Auto and making these videos. So I just have been doing a lot of Aventura is still in Miami-Dade County. Oh, Salgrass Mills is the huge one in Broward County. Okay, sorry, I've got those mixed up. But yes, so the Aventura Mall, and like they could do Sawgrass Mills, like a mixture of the two. Like that's the other thing. Like Rockstar doesn't typically base it on like one location per se. They'll bring in influence from a bunch of different locations like within the region and sort of create their own version of something. So they could do that too. Pickle Diller. Let's see. I remember when the clock got reset at 378 days. We've come a long way. We have come a long way. We absolutely have. Is role-playing available on PS5? Asked Ramen Noodles. I don't know. I don't know if roleplay is going to be available on PS5. I would like to hope so. Like if Rockstar is internalizing their servers and they're not allowing like third parties to come in and create all these like RP servers and all that stuff, then they may have figured out a way to sort of create like a few generic RP servers that give you access to some different things and make it playable on console. But traditionally speaking, RP has been PC because there's just a lot going into it. Oh dang, 93 likes already. Thank you guys, I appreciate it. It won't let me stop at 93. We're gonna just leave it at 94. I'm sure we'll get there. Sorry for dying last night, Sav. Dying? What are you talking about? Did you die last night? So yeah, there's some interesting stuff going on. Let's see what else. There's also those in Florida that live in Florida know this. Does anybody in here know about Hallover Beach? That is in Miami-Dade County. I'm curious to see if anybody knows about Hallover Beach. I can see a mission where we have to collect from one of the sport's famous players, similar to start of the movie The Rundown. I'm not sure I understand what that means. Okay, so Jose knows about Hallover Beach. I used to take my dog to Hallover. So do you know about all of Hallover Beach? Because there's more to Hallover Beach. So those of you that don't know, there's a beach in Miami-Dade County called Hallover Beach, and it is a clothing optional beach. Now that doesn't necessarily mean nude beach. It just means clothing optional. It means you can go to that beach and be nude. I don't know if Rockstar is gonna go with that. You know what I mean? But what I will say is, if you look at that screenshot of the guys on the beach, like the old guy walking to the beach with his wife, and you look over, there's that lady that's sort of laying there sun tanning. She has her top kind of undone, but she's laying like on the ground. Obviously you can't see anything. Rockstar would have a hard time putting that out as promotional material. But I saw that and I'm like, after hearing about Hallover Beach being clothing optional, I'm like, I wonder if they do something like that. You know, like they already have nudity in the game. Obviously, they have both male and female nudity. You know, so it wouldn't be like a new thing for them to do nudity, but on that scale, maybe with just a bunch of naked people walking around, or maybe not everybody there is nude, because not everybody that goes there is, you know, stripping down to their birthday suit. But I thought it would be really funny if Rockstar was like trolling the community and they did do something like Hallover Beach, and like you go there and it's like a bunch of old pasty white dudes just walking around. That would be pretty funny. I would laugh. Warped Space with a $5 donation. Thank you, sir. He says, do you think GTA 6 will do different ammo types and magazines like in GTA 5? If so, do you think they will also limit the ammo to 120 rounds like in 5? Great question, Warp Space. Thank you for the donation. What I will say is that I think if you want to try and figure out how they're going to do weapons and ammo, look closely at Red Dead Redemption 2. They're moving away from the pocket rocket launchers, and they're moving more towards a system where if you're going to carry an AR, it doesn't disappear into your pants. You know, you have to either throw it over your shoulder or carry it in your hands. So more limited ammo types. I don't think we're going to be able to carry like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rounds of ammo. Maybe if we're rolling with like an LMG or something like that. But when it comes to, you know, just standard weapons, you're probably looking at, you know, I don't know, I would say maybe like 5 or 6 pistol magazines. They'd probably do a little bit more than that. That's the thing. They're and it's not going to be magazine based. It'll more than likely be ammo based like it is in Red Dead Redemption 2. They're not going to let you, you know, drop half a magazine full of ammo and then it just be gone from your inventory. But they're going to try and balance that arcade versus, you know, really immersive feel. So it was a little bit easier to do because you had to hand load every round in Red Dead Redemption 2 with the exception of like the 1911 pistol that came out later and some of the other ones. But most everything was hand loaded, like top loaded or revolvers, you know, so you were still going like one round at a time. I can see Rockstar doing it to where maybe they give us like 10 mags per gun or something like that. And whatever the amount of ammunition that equates to, you know, 300 rounds of AR, you know, if you're talking a, you know, 10 round magazine handgun, that's, you know, 100 rounds of pistol, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So, we're up to 100 likes already. That's awesome. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. 103 likes. I stand corrected. So yeah, that's, and that's all I have to say about that. But thank you for the $5 donation. I really appreciate it. Let's see what we got here. Somebody said, Dylan Nolan. Let me find you here. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? It disappeared. It's not on the thing. But Dylan Nolan has been a member for 2 months. Thank you. Thank you. He says, I'm taking winter layoff from work just for GTA 6. I think that's a good use of your time. You know, save up your holiday pay. You know, we're right around the corner. FiveM and roleplay. I'm assuming you're asking if FiveM is going to be running roleplay. FiveM was actually absorbed by Rockstar. So Rockstar owns FiveM and the CFX.RE marketplace that they're already integrating into Grand Theft Auto 5 online. So I mean, FiveM is going to be heading up roleplay when it comes out. You know, it's sort of the FiveM team mixed with the Project Rome team that was internal at Rockstar, and together they're going to be rolling out the RP and UGC stuff, if I had to guess. So, Marley the Beta, thank you for the $2. Says, happy to be a part of the community. I'm Joshua. Nice to meet you, Joshua. I'm Sav. I'd tell you my real name, but I don't want to dox myself yet. Welcome. Welcome. I haven't said that name before, so welcome to the stream and thank you for the donut, brother. I appreciate it. Angry Cat says, yes, Phoenix, they had a nude cult in GTA 5. So why not a nude beach in GTA 6? I'm just going to say right now, if there is a nude beach in GTA 6, I'm officially calling it Gooner Beach. That's what it will be called. And I'm like, anytime we're like, you know, driving around, if somebody is like, if I'm chasing somebody, you know, I'm trying to communicate with whoever's with me, I'm like, he's passing Gooner Beach. We're doing a $120 past Gooner Beach. And you know why, right? I mean, it's going to be like, if they have that in online, it's just going to be a bunch of idle characters standing around the beach, not doing anything. Bogan Bav is here. Oh, he's here for a second and then he's gone. I didn't, if you've said anything else, Bav, I'm sorry, I haven't seen it, but I just saw that you said have a good stream. I'm off to the movies. I appreciate you, buddy. Enjoy the movies. What are you going to watch? Sith says, pretty sure Rockstar and No Pixel Server are doing something crazy for their 5.0 update, so GTA 6 roleplay is definitely going to be a thing. Oh, yeah, like, yeah, 100%. GTA 6 roleplay is for sure going to be a thing. I am not doubting that one bit. Should I move this up here? Should we move it up here? Do we like it up top, or do we like it down low? Up top or down low? I'm going to leave it down low for now. I feel like aesthetically that looks a little bit better, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I gotta be honest, I don't know a ton about the current, you know, GTA Online, no pixel stuff. I haven't spent a whole lot of time looking into that. I've spent my time looking into, like, the future in GTA 6 and UGC and all that stuff. Yeah, we like your face not covered up. You don't want it right over my face? Oh, man. Where did that go? Here we go. Dylan Nolan with the $6.99 Canadian says, I'm lucky that in Canada we pay into employment insurance every paycheck, so I can take 5 months off work in the winter and still get paid for it. That's pretty cool. So I guess it's Canada 1, United States hundreds and hundreds. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I have a friend that lives up in Manitoba, and I give him shit all the time for being Canadian, but we love you guys. Most Americans appreciate our Canadian neighbors to the north. So sorry it sucks sometimes up there. It sucks sometimes down here too, just for different reasons. But thank you so much for the $7. I appreciate it, brother. Up to 112 likes. All right, we'll keep that train moving. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. David Kasparov says, most realistic Florida depiction would be a Publix on literally every street block. I don't think you're wrong, honestly. I've spent enough time in Florida to know that that's an accurate statement. 6-star only says, hey Sav, the news has been quiet with GTA 6 summer marketing should have started by now, but obviously not. I don't know that it should have started by now. I mean, we all would have liked it to have started by now, obviously, but with it being, we're on the doorstep of summer, fellas. You know what I mean? We're right around the corner. In like 10 days, we're going to be looking for GTA 6 news. Not this next Whiskey Wednesday, but the Whiskey Wednesday after. We may very well even have a trailer to talk about. So, whoa, I just saw we got a very generous donation from Remove Chan. Remove Chan just gifted 10 memberships. So if your name is called, welcome to the sack. Let's see, we've got, Chencho got a membership. Big Doe got a membership. Coil Big got a membership. NAEXLP got a membership. Gage Bond got a membership. Ebbet. King Email. You guys got to work on some of these names, man. They're hard to say. Grant Whitsit got a membership. We also got Aaron Borland. Jay Dunham, welcome. You guys all just got memberships. Welcome to the sack.
See how you do under pressure. Yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better.
Welcome to the bunch. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for the members, the gifted memberships. I appreciate it. If you just got a membership, memberships are awesome. You get early access to videos. I usually try and post them up for members at least 24 to 48 hours early. So definitely pay attention to that. Holy crap. Before I even had the chance to finish talking about gifted memberships, we just got 20 more gifted memberships from Mr. Worst Bryfar, who has gifted quite a few memberships. I think this guy is responsible for at least 200 memberships on this channel. And it's not just me. It's other channels as well. I pay attention. I know where you've been hanging out. But let's go through these. Let's see. I'm going to try and click on each one. So Urban Shogun got a membership. let's see. The longest YouTube channel, Lev6433 got a membership. Why is this thing? I'm trying to click on it, but you guys keep chatting. There we go. You got a membership. I can't click on each name because you guys every time somebody says something, it just keeps scrolling. But 20 new members. Welcome to SAC.
Let's see how you do under pressure. Yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better.
And as if that wasn't enough, Phoenix Del Mar also just gifted a membership. Thank you, brother. Welcome to SAC.
Let's see how you do under pressure. Yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it greatly. I had a donation here that I want to get back to. From Marley the Beta said, I look forward to trying the website you made and gaming with some of y'all, or you, maybe Dandy Andy. You seem like a good dude. What are you most excited for? Oh, brother. Well, first of all, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Dandy Andy is a close friend. I love Mr. Dandy Andy. But as far as the website goes, you should definitely check it out and try it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of really cool things to do on that website, including the frame analyzer tool and all the other stuff. Honestly, guys, when doing research, this is how good this website is. And I'm not trying to brag about my website, but we've worked really freaking hard on it, okay? This is how good the website is. When doing research for this video, I have 3 tabs open. I have, well, actually four tabs open. I have the GTA 6 mapping project that is on the website. I also have the frame analyzer tool open so I can watch trailer footage and zoom in and find stuff. I've got the screenshots and videos tab open so I can click on any number of whatever. And then the 4th tab is like where I do all my Google searching. So 3 of the 4 tabs are on the website because there's that much good information on the website. So anyway, yeah, just want to do a shout out. As far as what I am most excited for, I gotta say the ocean physics, man. I mean, it just looks so good. It looks so good. There's like just looking at the water and the way that it like moves and reflects and the caustics on the ocean floor and just the lighting in general and how the water interact has me really excited because it is very clear to me that Rockstar has paid a lot of mind to the ocean and weather physics in this game. I don't want to quite go as far as to say that it is for sure simulated, but brother, it looks simulated. Like, I don't know how they would make it look so good without simulating it. That's a lot of coding if you're not gonna simulate it. You know what I mean? It's almost harder to not simulate it. So if the basis for the map is a simulated ocean with like legit water physics with like waves and, you know, a boat dividing the water, not just like being a texture below the boat. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's genuinely going to knock your socks off when you get in and experience the game for the first time in the water and how it interacts with the player and the boats and all that stuff. So, but yeah, thank you for the dono, brother. I appreciate it. Let's see what else we got here in the chat. Sith says the scuba diving view potentials are going to be peak. Yes, I have to agree with you. With as interesting and dynamic as the water looks to be in the game, and the simple fact that Rockstar has only showed us one little dinky tiny screenshot of the scuba diving, that tells me that they are keeping a lot of that for the reveal and maybe future trailers and stuff like that. But the scuba diving is going to be so good. Everything on the water is going to be so good. Like, just looking at the trailer, you can see they've paid a lot of attention. The boats driving through the water, they push the water, it pushes the water aside, guys. It's not, you guys have all played GTA 5. You know how when you're driving the boat, it's like brr, 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 and the water's constantly like glitching through the boat and it just looks like shit and it feels like shit. That's not going to be the case in GTA 6. It's just going to be a lot better. And I don't have any, like, you know, technical stuff that I have on hand right now that I can go through to prove it to you guys. But like, looking at the trailer and the things that we can see, I mean, it looks like they've simulated the damn thing, which is insane. So, yeah, I agree. Yes, and shout out big fat W's to Worst by Far and what was the other one? Was it Rose? Who was it? Who was the one right before that? It won't let me scroll up. Somebody remind me. Who got a membership earlier from not Worst by Far, but the one before that? Either way, thank you. I appreciate it. Maybe it'll let me scroll up here. Yes. It'll let me scroll up here. Remove Chan. Thank you, Remove Chan. Thank you, Worst by Far, and thank you, Phoenix Del Mar, for the gifted memberships. I appreciate you guys. Let's see. Sav, what do you want to buy first in GTA 6? Boat, car, mansion, cheeseburger? It's going to be hard for me not to go straight to the gun store, man. Honestly, the thing that I want to buy first is a spear gun. And then I want to, get a wanted level with the spear gun. I'm not going to go in any further detail than that. But I mean, come on, dude. Come on. You can't, like, if they're giving us a spear gun, you can't just save that for the water. You got to bust that bad boy out at a stoplight when somebody gives you the bird. You know what I mean? So, yeah. That's what I'm probably looking forward to a lot. Also, getting out on the water and exploring all the secrets that the ocean is hiding. And man, I think it's a lot more than we realize, honestly. And guys, you have to understand, I try really hard not to overhype this game. And I know a lot of people have said in my comments that they've accused me of like overhyping the game and all that, but I'm not trying to overhype something. I'm giving you my real reaction and excitement level to something that I'm seeing with my own two eyes. And so like when I get excited about something, I'm not gonna like, if I'm wrong about something, and I know for a fact I am going to be wrong about quite a bit, right? There's no way I could be, 100 for 100 on my guesses and things like that. I'm gonna be wrong about stuff, but it's fun. It's fun to me to speculate and think about the possibilities, like the grounded, real possibilities, not like that outlandish, like, oh, I hope that I don't know if he's here, so maybe I can pick on him. But somebody in the chat, I won't name him. Somebody in the chat that usually is in here is always talking about how there's going to be like special ops teams and all this stuff that are going to descend from the skies when you have 6 stars, and they're going to bring out like carpet bombing runs and all that stuff. That's all very out there for me. So I try to stick with stuff that like sounds like here's my prerequisites, okay? One, we have to have some kind of evidence for it, okay? We have to have some kind of evidence, whether it's like, looking at a screenshot, you can see the influence of something or whatnot, or maybe there's talks about it in the patents or the leaks or something like that. 2, it's got to be something that you can see Rockstar doing based on their previous games, or at least within the realm of possibility for the next generation of Rockstar game. It can't be something that's like super out there and crazy. And 3, it has to make sense, like as like a gameplay mechanic or something that would add to the game in a meaningful way that's not going to create other problems. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I filter everything through. And there's more, but those are like the main ones when I'm looking at something as it being in the game or that kind of thing. I'm filtering a lot of that through that. So the last thing I want to do is get somebody like overhyped and excited about something that's not going to be in the game at all. But there's only so much I can do. I'm going to be wrong about a lot of stuff that we speculate about, but that's just how it goes when you speculate, but it's still fun. It's still fun to speculate. I feel like a lot of you guys probably agree with me because you watch my videos, and that's a lot of what I do. But yeah. Psycho says, I'm tired of people underhyping GTA 6 because that shit looks so good to me compared to the past GTA 5, aka dog shit. That's funny. I don't know who out there is underhyping it. Maybe people in the comments. I do get a lot of I do get some comments of people that are like, this game's never coming out. You don't know what you're talking about. You're an idiot. You should delete your YouTube channel. That's always my favorite when I get those. It's funny to me that people think that they can get to me, like they can bother me. Like, brother, I'm 35 years old. I've got 2 kids. I'm married. I do this with whatever free time I get, and I'm having fun. Like, you're not gonna bother me. If you want to be like a miserable bastard in the comments, go for it. All I'm going to do is if you're being overly negative or a shit disturber, I'm just going to hide you from the channel. Nobody's going to see your comment. You're not going to know that you're hidden from the channel. You're just, everything you post from that day forward is going to be invisible to everyone. So that's like, I kind of get the last laugh anyway, and I don't even have to respond. So that's kind of fun. Worst by far is if, you know, the 20 gifted memberships weren't enough. He comes in and he drops another $10 dono. I mean, come on, bro. Come on. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. He says, I have a simple look at GTA 6. It will be everything I want it to be. What do I want it to be? Question mark. No idea, really. But it will be that. Rockstar has yet to let me down. I couldn't have said that better myself, Bri. Rockstar has never let me down either. So I know it's going to be good. I don't know what to expect per se, but based on everything I've seen so far, I have nothing but excitement going on. So, yeah. I agree completely. Completely. Thank you so much for the 10. That's a yellow dono. That's a banana dance. Thank you. All right. Webcrawler says, hi, Sav. When will you upload the Deep Dive Vice City video? Brother, I will get that thing uploaded as soon as I can. I am trying so hard to make sure that I do that video justice. I don't want to leave anything out. You know what I mean? The last thing I want to do is like put out the video and somebody's like, oh my gosh, you completely skipped over this. And I'd feel like an idiot. But it's just so much. Like, just proofreading that script takes me like 45 minutes. Or maybe a little bit less than that. But because I read faster than I like speak, you know, when I record it. I've already done a test recording once and it felt a little light in some areas. So I want to go back and kind of add more to those areas and make sure that they hit properly. So what I'll say is you'll have it within the next 2 weeks. I don't want to commit to a specific day and then, you know, it not show up on that day if it's still in works. But I can't imagine that it would take any longer than 2 weeks from today for that thing to come out. I'm aiming for the end of next week. If we can hit that, that would be great. If not, I don't want to rush it out and it not be finished. You know what I mean? So if it needs a few extra days, I'll give it a few extra days. But it's coming. You'll get it soon, for sure. I'm just glad that you guys are looking forward to it. That means a lot to me. Warped Space with the 5 says, the details on the aircraft in 6 make 5 look like an N64 game. As a pilot, 6 is literally on par with Microsoft Flight Sim in terms of level of detail. I agree with you, Warped Space, and I had a conversation with Jeff Avignano about that exact thing, about the detail on the airplanes. And it was a good talk. And honestly, you know, they're also, it looks like Rockstar is also simulating some real weather patterns as well. So we could potentially get some really like authentic feeling flight simulation sort of stuff going on. I don't think it's going to be quite on the level of a Microsoft Flight Simulator. You know, as far as like the depth of like, you know, your pre-flight tasks and all the things that you have to do, and, you know, the landing gear and, you know, checking throttles and flaps and all that stuff. But I do think it'll be a lot better than it is in 5. I think Rockstar, just as a general rule with GTA 6, is leaning harder into immersion and realism. So I'm with you completely. Thank you so much for the 5. I appreciate it. And then Marley, the beta, says, run up the likes, folks. Show some love if you didn't. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Marley. Thank you for the 2 and the shouts. Yeah, likes help a lot, guys. If you're just now joining us and you haven't liked the stream yet, take a second to do so. It really, really helps a lot. The algorithm, YouTube understands that, one, you guys like this content and you think more people should see it. And that's their #1 metric for pushing out live streams and getting them in front of more people. So thank you. And speaking of likes, Jerry says we're at 127. So let me go ahead and bump that up. Let's see. Psycho says, I should have been more specific. I have some friends that keep saying GTA 6 won't be good, but I really think that it's only because they're on PC and it won't be getting a console, so they're just butthurt on waiting. That's fair. I mean, I'm butthurt that I have to wait on PC as well, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it'll get here when it gets here. I wish that wasn't the case. I wish we could get it sooner, but it is what it is. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, Joshua Hawkins says, "Yo, Sav, there's a screenshot image I don't think you talked about. It's the hillbilly and woman. Is that Jason and Lucia in the back of the trunk in the left side of the screen?" I know exactly which one you're talking about, and I don't think that's Jason and Lucia. You're talking about the bonfire party screenshot where the girl kind of has her hands on the dude's his belt or waistline. I don't think that is Jason and Lucia in the background. And I'm only saying that because I've microanalyzed that screenshot several times, especially in the Port Gellhorn video, and really like zoomed in and tried to find all the detail I could. And I'd be really surprised. I'd be like blown away if that was Jason and Lucia. It just doesn't look anything like them. Let's see. Roman Plays says, "Yo, sorry I'm late. I had my dad's side of the family came up and visit." Well, you don't have to apologize to me, sir. Family always comes first before Whiskey Wednesday. But I'm glad you're here. Welcome. 135 likes now. Let's go. The Italian Stallion said, "Just subscribed a week ago." Well, welcome to the channel, brother, and welcome to the live stream. We're glad to have you. Warp Space says, "Also, GTA 6 needs to get rid of that absolute crap in GTA 5 where planes literally use gas pedals. Planes use effing throttles." He's very passionate about that, and I would tend to agree with him. I think they need to do away with that. But I think that's higher on your list than it is mine. Phoenix says, "Sav, you're going to go far. You're going to be big, kid." Well, thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. This is all still very surreal for me. The fact that, you know, I can put a video together and thousands of people watch it. Like that's, I don't think I'll ever get over that. And I just know that I appreciate that like deeply, that you guys enjoy my content. And if I had to do away with like all the monetization and, you know, the stuff that comes with having a YouTube channel and just make videos and have the ability to like express my creative side and you guys watch it, that is by far the most meaningful thing to me. When I started doing YouTube, I didn't do it to, you know, end up having a career, which, you know, we're getting closer to being able to do this full time. Not quite there yet, but we're getting closer, and that's really exciting. But that's not exactly why I got into it. I got into it to have a creative outlet and tell the stories I wanted to tell, and, you know, I don't know, just talk out of my ass, and you guys seem to enjoy it. So I I appreciate that. So thank you, and thank you for the donation, Phoenix. Big Chris says, "Hey Sav, cool Easter egg. If the whole entire playable game of GTA Vice City would be playable on the console at Jason's house after you 100% the game. Cool or not, let me know. Bye, Sav." Well, I think that would be really cool. I think if Rockstar was able to do that and designate a certain amount of like space for you know, some games, even if it was just like the original Grand Theft Auto game that you could play on the PlayStation, that would be really cool. You know what I mean? Like that would be easy enough to implement. The game takes up hardly any space compared to games nowadays. You know what I mean? Can you imagine playing GTA 1 on the PlayStation and GTA 6? That'd be insane. Or like if they want to take it even further and allow you to play GTA Vice City, that'd be even more insane. So yes, I think that'd be an amazing Easter egg, Big Chris. I would agree with you completely. I Broke the Chain says, "Sav, did you learn anything interesting about interactions with friends in GTA 6, like the camp gang mechanics in Red Dead Redemption 2? I mean, there's not really a whole lot for us to know yet. They haven't given us really any information on anything like that. Outside of obviously, like, you know, Cal is a friend of Jason, and you can see there's a few other people that seem to be friends with Jason and Lucia that are hanging out in the Rusty Anchor. You know, little things like that. I think there's probably going to be some kind of relationship dynamic between Jason and Lucia, but it's hard to speculate on what that would like look like yet. We can kind of guess, or, you know, I could give you like my wishful thinking on what I would like that to be, but I don't know. It's really hard to say. It's really hard to say. Let me make sure that I don't think guys, give me a second. I have this whole time, if you're watching on Twitch, please forgive me. This whole time I thought your questions and stuff were popping up on this other chat, and I just realized that they are not. Give me a second. I'm going to go through the Twitch chat and respond to some stuff here, and then I'm going to try and fix that really quick. So Gun for Hire has been hanging out in there. First of all, thank you. That's your first time chatting in there. He says, Sav, I would subscribe, but I can't yet. No worries. I appreciate you. Hi, Skybrander says, hi, man. Hype for your next videos about Vice City. Thank you. Appreciate it. I hope you enjoy it. And he did. He said, I wonder if he's going to ignore us in Twitch chat. LOL. I'm so sorry. I'm just now seeing it. Let's see. I'm pretty hyped about this. Revelation. Also, I'm looking forward to the Fate Keeper from THQ. Good year for beautiful games. Haven't heard of that. Okay, you guys are talking amongst yourselves a lot. I'm seeing the Twitch chat now, guys. I'm seeing the Twitch chat now. Thank you so much for hanging out in there and commenting. This whole time I thought you were appearing on the other chat. Turns out you were not. So we've got to figure out how to fix that really quickly. That was one of the reasons I decided to do this. Let's do activate source. Okay. Okay, I think we're good now. Can I get one of you guys to type something in the chat on Twitch and see if it pops up here? It is not. It is not popping up. I don't know why it's not popping up. That's weird. It should be popping up. Let me try this. It just says connecting to chat, and it's like, it's just loading. It says I'm connected, though. I don't know what's going on with this. Creator dashboard. Auto activate, maybe? I don't know what's going on with that. So I'm just gonna have to try and pay attention to both chats. So sorry I've been ignoring you guys. I will make sure that I do not ignore you the rest of the stream. Gun for Hire says, Sav, I've been listening to your content for quite some time while I work. All of your content is fantastic, and this is my first time getting to catch a stream. Well, welcome. I'm sorry I ignored you for a few minutes. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the content. What's up, Shockwave? How are you doing? Okay, let's go back to the chat over here. Angry Cat says, check DM real quick, dude. Are you talking to me? One sec. I don't know why my DMs are not loading. Did you send me a message? You didn't send me a message. You must not be talking to me. Okay, where did that go now? There it is. Okay. I hope we get knockoff. Wait, I hope we get knockoff satirical games of popular games like COD, Halo, or even GTA. Are you saying, like you hope GTA 6 like knocks off those games, like gets rid of them? Is that what you're saying? I don't fully understand your statement or question. Ayo Sav, not sure why, but mine and Hooligans emojis aren't working. Not sure if other people's are working or not as well. Might want to look into it. Oh, yeah, it's probably the new chat thing. Are you talking about like in the YouTube chat, like that you can see, or the one on my screen? I don't know which one you're talking about. Are you talking about like the one on the screen right here, this one? Or are you talking about the one down below? Spizike Spiegel with the $5 donation says, getting Jason's PR to 315 so I can slap fire out of NPCs and see their hair physics in all glory. Wait a minute. Wait. Getting Jason's... Are you saying personal record to 315? Oh, are you on the bench press? Okay, so I can slap fire out of NPCs and see the hair physics in all its glory. That's actually really funny. It took me a second to understand exactly what you were saying. The PR threw me off until I know what you're saying now. Yes, I agree. And thank you for the $5 donation, brother. I appreciate that. No, the other one down below. I don't know why that's not working. That should be working. Actual YouTube chat there, Seb. Okay, I don't know. Maybe, I just recently agreed to a partnership with a company called Bent Pixels. So they're going to help me kind of navigate the world of sponsors and all that stuff. So I had to change some stuff on my channel in order to accommodate that partnership agreement. So we may have accidentally turned off emojis or something like that. But let me look at that real quick, just while we're going here. Go to, because it did turn off memberships, and I had to turn memberships back on in order to make sure that was going. So maybe when it turned off memberships, it didn't reactivate the emojis. Badges and emojis. They should all still be there. Yeah, they should all still be there. Their showing is there on my end, so they should all still be there. I don't know why they're not working. Maybe try refreshing or something. Would be my guess. Okay. One second. Trying to make sure I don't lose that chat. Okay. I turned it off for 30 seconds and it still didn't work, Sav. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that, Hooligan. Sorry, I can't fix it right now. I'll look into it though after the stream. I appreciate you guys telling me. Sav, how long will we have to play into the prologue before we get free will? I'm thinking an hour and a half. What do you think? I don't think an hour and a half. I think the prologue here will be much shorter because, you know, they're not introducing us to like all these new crazy mechanics like they had in Red Dead Redemption 2 with hunting and all that stuff. We know how to do a lot of that stuff already, and this is more or less like, I'm sure there'll be new mechanics and things that they'll introduce us to, but I can see the prologue maybe taking half an hour, 45 minutes. If I had to guess, you know, but again, I don't know anything. That's just my opinion. So, but, yep. Jerry says, Cannon! Cannon is here, I guess. Yep, there he is. I see the emojis popping up in the chat here on the side. I don't know why they're not popping up on the chat down below. Six Star only says, hey Sav, just to remind you to cancel Thanksgiving plans, and everyone else should do that for GTA 6. Okay, here's what I'll say. Family is very important, guys, and this game is going to be around for the next 10 years. If you typically travel to go visit your family on Thanksgiving, don't cancel your Thanksgiving trips just to play Grand Theft Auto, because it may be the last Thanksgiving that you see someone in your family. Always prioritize that over a video game. With that said, I canceled mine already. I'm kidding. I didn't cancel him, but we're rearranging some things. I mean, I have a lot more on the line than you guys do because I've got to create content and all that stuff, and it's like the content I'm creating is literally about this game, so it's a little bit different for me. I won't tell you what to do, but I will say that, you know, especially if you have some older members in your family, anything can happen, you know what I mean? Like, you could lose anybody at any point in time for any reason, so always prioritize family over video games. But yeah. Starko's here. What's good, buddy? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the emojis, guys. PNWX Matt says, checking in from Central Oregon. What's up, brother? Upper Robin says, I heard Sav was working on the Vice City deep dive. Yep, sure am. Sure am. My Thanksgiving is in October, so I'm good. GTA 6, here I come. There you go. Just plan around it, you know what I mean? Like, celebrate Thanksgiving early, or, you know, maybe go up for Christmas instead of Thanksgiving. I don't know. But seeing your family is important, guys. Cannon says emotes are working for me. That may just be, so now that I'm thinking about it, it may just be Hooligan and Angry Cat trying to troll me. We're up to 151 likes. Let's go, fellas. Let's go. By the way, we are not going to go till midnight tonight. I've been burning the candle at both ends for far too long. And I have been absolutely destroying my sleep schedule. And I've been doing these streams 3 times a week, which I absolutely love doing. But it is making the video take a little bit longer to come out, and it is making me sleep too late into the day. So I'm going to have to cut back a little bit. Instead of canceling 1 or 2 of the streams, I think instead of streaming 3 times a week for 4 or 5 hours, I think I'm going to stream 3 times a week for about 2 to 2.5 hours. And hopefully try and balance out my schedule a little bit. But as we get more news and more information, that will likely change. Especially, and guys, the only reason I'm saying I got to do that is because I'm still not a full-time YouTuber yet. When I get to the point where I'm doing this full-time, then sleep schedule be damned. It doesn't matter. I can sleep till 2 o'clock in the afternoon every day and then get up and make content from, 4 to 2 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't matter because I don't have to participate in the activities that I have to participate in now working for the company I'm working for. But that we're still ways off from that. So until that day comes, I'm going to have to dial it back just a smidge to keep on going. Jamie Hexam, thank you for the $4.99, says, enjoy, everyone show some love to Spizike Spiegel and wish him happy birthday. I did not know it was Spizike Spiegel's birthday. Happy birthday, Spizike Spiegel. I hope it's a good birthday. You've got a good friend in Mr. Jamie Hexam here. He donated $5 to me just to say happy birthday to you. So, happy birthday. Let's see. 10 p.m. cutoff is good. Keep it condensed until we have bigger news. Roger that. I think 10:30 is probably good. I'm gonna go to 10:30. So we got another 45 minutes. We're not gonna be ending this thing in 50 minutes. So with that being said, we may start doing calls a little bit earlier. So we may do calls from 10 to 10:30. So 100K subs by launch or before. That would be fantastic. We'll see what happens. It's exciting times. It's definitely exciting times. So. God willing, the day comes before summer's end, says Marcus. I appreciate you. Take care of yourself, Sav. If we don't see you from time to time because you need to be a little selfish with you, I'm sure we'll all be okay with it. Well, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you. I've said for a long time, you guys are absolutely the best community on YouTube. Not just the best GTA 6 community, but the best community on YouTube. So I appreciate you guys. Angry Cat says, sent a DM for you to check. No rush. Just check it when you can there, Savvy. Okay. I will do that. David Kasparov says Florida doesn't have typical winter, but there's definitely snowbird season where there's a crazy amount of people from the Northeast, Midwest, and Canada, mostly Quebec, visiting. I wonder if we'll see that. I mean, I feel like we can probably see some travelers. I don't know if they're gonna, physically tell us where they're from, but I feel like them being distinct and different enough from the other NPCs in the game will kind of tell us that they're not from the area, especially some of the things they're doing. Like if you see somebody like, standing out in front of a restaurant with a map in their hands, chances are they're not from around here. You know what I mean? Little things like that. There's little ways that Rockstar could kind of tell us that there's travelers or whatnot without, them having to have like a whole backstory or whatnot. But if I can tell you this, I'm from the Midwest. If you brush past somebody and they're like, "Oh, sorry," they're from the Midwest. Specifically because they say the word "ope," O-P-E. I don't know if that's outside of the Midwest, but I've only heard Midwesterners say that. Let's see. Sav, you're nicer than me, so I'll say it. If you blow off time with your loved ones to play a game when tomorrow isn't promised, then you got problems. Trust me, even if you don't get along, enjoy the time. Those are words spoken like somebody that has experienced enough life to have lost someone at some point in time and knows the bitter sting of that. So that's what I will say. Especially if you're younger, I made the mistake. I'll get personal with you guys for a second. When I was younger, I was all wrapped up in a girlfriend I had at the time and spending as much time with her as I could. It was not a healthy relationship as a young teenage boy. My grandfather was not doing well at the time. He had been in the hospital, and I did not get up to see him as much as I would have liked, looking back on it. And he ended up passing away in the hospital, and I wasn't there to say goodbye, or I hadn't seen him the few days leading up to it either, because I was just so wrapped up in what I wanted to do at the time. And that is one of my biggest regrets as a grown man. Being so caught up in what I was doing at the moment that I missed out on something that I'll carry with me the rest of my life. And I think it's important as somebody that's experienced something like that to share that with you guys. So if you are younger and you are feeling like, oh, I don't want to miss out on this video game because of, whatever, it's really important that you spend as much time with family, because there will come a day when those family members are gone and you can't get that time back. The video game will always be there. It's always going to be there. You'll have plenty of time. You're going to play it so much you're going to get bored of playing it eventually. But make sure you don't have regrets when your loved ones move on from this earth. So that's it. I didn't want to get too sentimental, but I want to share it with you guys if you needed to hear it. Let's see. Greg says, I think some people in the Northwest also say "ope" when they say it before the word "sorry." I'm from upstate New York, and when I was a kid living there, I heard plenty of people say "ope, sorry." Okay, well, there you go. There you go. It's not just a Midwestern thing. And we got a $2 dono from Marley the Beta. Says, "Ope, excuse me. Leave us Minnesotans alone." That's funny. That is funny. Robert Ling says, "Hey brother, I sent a question in the chat." Oh, I didn't see your question in the chat. Let me look and see if I can find it. Let me scroll up here. How far up did you? Tell you what. Oh, is that it? Nope. I thought I had it. There it is. Hey Sav, there's not much known about the Panhandle. Do you think they will include the Pensacola military base or smaller towns like Navarre? So, Rockstar does not typically take. It's not like a 1-for-1 of Florida, right? So they're not going to take like Stuart, Florida won't be in GTA 6. It might be included in like the West Palm Beach area if they include that. And it'll be like them pulling inspiration from multiple different locations and then creating their own version of that place, right? Because they can't do it to scale. This game would never come out if they were trying to do that. So what I'll say is that I would love to see the Panhandle. I think, here's what I'll say. If it's not an island in the physical sense, not the lore sense, in the physical sense, if Leonida is not a physical island, there will be a Panhandle. And if you're confused by what I'm talking about, go watch my Mount Calaga video. And I specifically, towards the end of the video, talk about the northern border of Leonida and how I think that Rockstar may do it as far as like map expansions and it being connected to a larger landmass and things like that. So that's what I'll say. I would love to see the Panhandle in the game. It would almost feel like a crime if they didn't include the Panhandle. There's so much like rich history and culture and everything else in the Panhandle locations. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. We don't even know what the map looks like really looks like. We've got a pretty good idea, the mapping project. Those guys are working really hard over there. But there's a lot of stuff we still don't know about the map. Yanis will tell you. Yanis is in here. He'll be the first one to tell you that they have a pretty good idea of what the places that we can see look like, but there's a lot of unknowns still. So, and Yanis, by the way, said Panhandle for the win. The wifey is in the chat. Where did she go? Where did she go? Where did she go? There she is. She says, "Hello, everyone." That's my wife. It's northeast thing apparently too. Yeah, I guess so. I've never heard it living in the South though, despite how long I've been living in the South. Every time I've heard it from somebody in the South, and I live in the South, I'm in South Carolina, and every time I've heard somebody say that, they're usually from up north in the Midwest. So, Sith says, "I'd love to see my hometown at Fort Walton Beach, but unfortunately, I don't think it's interesting enough. Destin would be cool though." Yeah, see, that's the thing. Rockstar is usually going to try and find the more interesting aspects of different areas, and then they'll kind of incorporate that into their worlds. But I don't know. Maybe, I mean, you may recognize something. You never know. Another term I used to hear as a kid is crick, which is how most people in my family refer to creek. My grandfather calls it a crick. Yeah, I've heard crick a lot too, growing up in Missouri. But it's definitely creek. Worst by far with a $5 donation. Thank you, sir. You are far too generous. He says, "Do you think something like Dry Tortugas could be in? It's very unique looking national park about 165 miles from Miami." You know, I haven't looked into that yet, so I can't tell you with any sort of confidence. But I'll say this: if it's an interesting location and it's easy enough for them to implement and it passes all those other filters that I mentioned earlier, as far as, you know, it being something that we could see Rockstar doing, then I wouldn't rule it out. But I would have to look into that a little bit deeper and then give you my opinion. Maybe I'll do that after this video. I'm working on like Broward County and all that stuff. So, that's the other thing. If you guys thought that the Vice City was going to be the final cap, the final video in the location series deep dive breakdown, it's not, because we still have a lot of things that are referenced in the game's debug code and everything else that point to areas like in entities like Sera, SERA, which is like, you know, Vice City's version of NASA or whatever, or GTA 6's version of NASA. There's a lot of stuff like that in the Space Coast and Waning Sands and all that stuff. So we're gonna do more videos like that. So this won't be the last one. Braveheart said, "Did you see the Fable 4 gameplay demo? GTA 6 might have some competition in terms of NPCs and running businesses." I know enough about Fable to know that game is very exciting to me. If you guys haven't looked into Fable, you definitely should. This game, and we won't go off on a tangent here and talking about Fable, but I do want to mention this. And I've made a video about this on my other channel, Sab Plus, by the way. But Fable has over 1,000 handmade, hand-designed, custom NPCs with backstories, voice lines, and daily activities. They have every NPC that you come across in that game will have a place that they live, a place that they work, and people that they interact with. You have legit households where you have, maybe a husband, a wife, and kids, and you can buy any building in the game, any piece of real estate you can buy in the game. So you can literally go into a town, make enough money, start buying up the town, buying up the businesses, and then fire somebody from their place of employment and then kick them out of the house when they stop being able to pay rent. That's how crazy Fable is going to be. Those guys are putting a lot of effort and energy into Fable. I don't think it's going to, put a dent in anything that Rockstar is doing, but it looks like a really cool game, and I'm 100% going to be playing it. So, yeah. Dillagaff says, do you think they will have alphas like Red Dead Redemption 2? You're talking about Red Dead Online, I think. And no, I don't. I don't think we're going to have alphas. I think they were testing Red Dead Online for various different reasons because it was so different than the last Red Dead Online that they had done, and they didn't know what kind of excitement there would be for that, because I don't think the original Red Dead Online did crazy numbers or anything. So I think they were just kind of well, let's see if this is going to even catch on. I'm sure there'll be some people that enjoy it, but we don't know if it's going to be as popular as the actual story mode or whatever. So I think that was mainly the reason. Yeah, I think when it comes to GTA 6 Online, they know what they're doing. They've been doing it for the last 13 years with GTA Online. So I think they know enough about GTA Online to know exactly what's going to work and whatnot. There may be certain modes or something that maybe they test as an alpha, but I don't think the regular online mode is going to be any kind of alpha or anything like that. So, man, it would be so cool to get Panhandle love like Hurlburt Air Force Base or Pensacola Beach stuff like that, or Rockstar's version of it. It would be pretty cool. I gotta agree with you. Also throw Dandy Andy a life preserver. The man's spiraling, waiting for GTA 6. So here's what I'll say. All of us content creators are I don't want to speak for all of us, but a lot of us are like crack fiends right now in a dry spell, waiting for news, man. A lot of us are struggling. I'm blessed enough to have this series to kind of keep me occupied and busy while we're waiting and don't have any news. But for folks that are really, relying on news and stuff in order to talk about GTA 6, I definitely feel for those people. It's you got to get really creative if you want to put out content that is interesting and will hold people's attention and offer up some value in the dry spell when there's no news. So I totally get it. It's hard. I've had several conversations with Dandy and others about stuff like that. So let's see. What if a gator steals a fish you're reeling in? That would be pretty cool. I don't foresee that being a common thing, but it would be cool if it happened. What did Yana say? Yana said the Dry Tortugas headquarters southwest of Homestead are confirmed in the game. We see them in the Hamlet Leak minimap. Oh. Yanis, is that is Dry Tortugas, is that Miami-Dade County? Tortugas National Park. I wouldn't think. Images. Where is this place actually located on the map? That's what I want to know. Oh, I see. So the dry tortugas are the national park. It's an island off the southwestern tip of Florida in between. Well, it's actually straight west of Key West. That's interesting. And you're saying that's been confirmed. He's saying the Dry Tortuga's headquarters southwest of Homestead are confirmed in the game. We see them in the Hamlet League minimap. You're going to have to show me... Would you mind sending me a screenshot of what you're talking about, Yanis? So I can tell these lovely people? Because I'm trying to think of what you're talking about in the Hamlet League minimap. That would be really cool. If they're doing stuff like Dry Tortugas National Park, I can definitely see them doing the Bahamas and, you know, that stuff. Like Nassau, maybe. There's a lot of really cool islands up north of the Bahamas, too. What about Marquesa Keys? That's interesting too. Florida Keys Wilderness. That's even further west. There's gonna be I feel like there's gonna be a lot of really cool little islands, like Chuck's Island, Boca Grande, Key Beach. You know, like the main Florida Keys. I should have touched on that too. I should have touched on that in my video. There's, you know, it kind of ends at Key West, and there's a lot of open ocean in between Key West and Cuba, but to the west, the Keys kind of keep going all the way out to Dry Tortugas. That's really cool. Spizike speaking with the 5 said Strauss got y'all out here like Pookie from New Jack City. I need it. I needs it. Yeah, you're not wrong, man. You know, when we do finally get some news, it's gonna be like, oh, dude, you're gonna see like the first bit of significant news, everybody's probably going to make like 3 videos on it. Jerry says, gonna hop off now, Sav. So sorry, so early. No worries, brother. Have a good night. How do you guys like this new chat pop-up thing, by the way? Are we liking this? We're up to 170 likes now. Are we liking this new style? Yenna says they could have rescued, let's see, they could have reused that area for something else. Doesn't mean the islands are in the game, right? Ah, okay. I see what you're saying. I would love to see what you're talking about, though. Did you send it to me already? Maybe you did. Nope. Just angry cat. You're saying your emojis are non-existent. That's really weird. I wonder why it's doing that. Oh, there's Yanis's message. Okay. Let's see. What is this? You can see the same little pond and road layout. Oh, I see. So that's pointing to the Everglades National Park Institute, which technically covers Dry Tortugas. I'm assuming. I'll have to look into that. That's really interesting, Yanis. Thank you for sending that to me. Thank you for sending that to me. W new chat style. Good. I'm glad you guys are liking that. Frankie V says, it's your show. Do what you want. Thank you. I will. Do you have a Discord community, Sav? Yes, I do. Would one of the lovely moderators in the chat mind posting the link to the Discord? I'll have to close too much stuff down in order to go and grab that. I would greatly appreciate it if one of you guys could post a link to the Discord. That way everybody could join it if they are so inclined. Also, it is 10:06, and I vowed that I would not stay up super late tonight. So if you guys want to do calls, maybe we start getting into some of those. There you go. There's a Discord link for whoever wants to join it. Chuck says, Sav, I think they're starting the marketing in late July because of the World Cup. Nope. I don't think they'd wait till late July. That would put them... That would put them 4 months from release. Less than 4 months to release. If they waited that long to start marketing. I think there will be marketing happening around the World Cup. You know, I think that we're looking at, or I was talking about this not long ago. We're talking about the cost of like an advertisement during the World Cup, and that's like pocket change for Take-Two. You know what I mean? They'd pay that. They'd pay that for exposure if they wanted to. They may not have to. They may not need to. They may not even do it, but they could. It wouldn't be that it's too expensive, you know. Yeah, I think we're probably getting something in late June. I couldn't tell you what. I don't have any insider information. That's me just guessing. I'm right here with. I have as much information about it as you guys do, but my spider senses are tingling for late June. I don't know. I can't really explain it. Maybe it's hopium. I don't. It might just be hopium. But yeah, I think late June. That's technically summer starts around June 20th. So that's when I would expect to see something. You know, if we get to July without anything, I think people will be even more upset at Rockstar than they were of us getting through May without anything. So I like the style. I can see all the chat better on my TV. Oh, good. That's good. Oh my God, guys, this whole time you guys didn't even tell me. I've just like completely neglected Doug. Nobody said anything. It's like you don't even care about him. What the hell, guys? We need to do better as a community, okay? We can't be leaving Doug on the desk. All right, so let's get into some calls. I would like to hear from some new folks. Not that I don't want to talk to the same people we've usually talked to. I always enjoy talking to you guys, but if you haven't called in before, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to talk to you. So how this works is you just join the Discord. If you haven't already joined the Discord, the link is right there. Angry Cat just posted it in the chat. You can click on that link. That'll allow you to join the Discord. And then you just scroll on down to the waiting room. You'll see it in the chat. You will see in there right now, Vastang is hanging out in the waiting room. That's where you want to be. Just click on that. You'll join the waiting room, and then I'll pull you in, and we'll have a little chat. I'm not gonna run the yap clock unless I feel like you know, somebody's going on and on and on and on. I have had that in the past, and I don't like being rude, but at some point I've got to, and we got to get the next person. But let's just have some conversations. I'd like to talk with some new folks. So I'm gonna pull. I think that's Robert Ling. He said he's in waiting, so let's pull Robert in. Robert, let me make sure that the Discord is picking up your voice properly. Can you hear me okay? Yes, I can hear you. Let me make sure they can hear you. Go ahead and say something one more time.
I can hear you perfectly.
Perfect. Awesome. They can hear you too. What's good, brother? How you doing?
I am doing phenomenal. So I got a question for you and a theory.
Okay, I love theories. Let's start with the question, though.
So I've been watching you for a while, and I want to know, where do you find your inspiration to keep putting out compelling content even though we're in such a drought?
Well, that is very nice of you to call it compelling content. Thank you. So for me, I am just really excited about this game, and I feel like there's so much that we don't know about it yet. And I don't have a problem speculating. I know that's not the case for some content creators. I've had conversations with other creators where they're like, I don't want to speculate because I don't want to be wrong. And then, you know, I get people excited about certain stuff. I'm like, well, just be honest with them, you know, like to me, speculation is fun, you know, like for years, like I would do this with my friends. Like when there was a game coming out, we would just talk about the possibilities that the game could be and like the unique things about it. You know, so like for me, the speculation factor is fun. The thought of discovering something that maybe nobody has made the connection on yet is also fun for me. And I like learning about the place that we're going to be playing in too. That's probably the biggest for me, guys. I watch a lot of the like Peter Santinello videos and Roca News where they go to new towns and places and interview locals and kind of get to know the area, and that's fun for me. I kind of feel like I'm traveling without actually traveling. So for me, I'm kind of treating it a little bit like that. I want to learn about these areas because this is what Rockstar is basing this game on. They're basing this on real life, and you know, we can, I think, look at some of this stuff and get at least a pretty decent idea of what Rockstar is seeing. And then if you're really familiar with Rockstar's games, you can kind of make some connections and speculate and make some sort of realistic predictions. So that's why I enjoy doing it. And honestly, if we had another year between now and launch, I would probably continue doing that same stuff.
No, I completely understand. It's enjoying the ride.
Yeah, exactly. Making the best of it. You know, we can sit here and like be frustrated that the game's still 6 months out, or we can have fun while we're waiting, you know?
I actually personally enjoy every time Rockstar kicks me in the nuts.
So you're a sadist, is what you're saying.
I mean, yeah. It is good. But so,
that's funny.
My theory, and
yeah. What's your theory?
I'm sure somebody else has mentioned it, but I personally believe Lucia is getting out of prison because she is going to roll on Jason and the drug running operation. That's how she got out early.
Oh, so you think that she's part of like a snitch operation, and she's going to turn in Jason and the other stuff?
That's how it starts. I'm sure they have prior history. She used that as a get out of jail free card, and that's where the conflict is going to come from him finding out that she is the snitch and him deciding either to love her through it or take care of the problem.
That's an interesting theory, and just so everybody knows, you know, what you're actually referring to, Lucia's bio says Lucia's father taught her to fight as soon as she could walk. Fighting for her family landed her in the Leonida Penitentiary. Luck got her out, and she is done with half-baked plans. So Lucia was likely in for a longer sentence and had that sentence commuted on a stroke of luck. I don't know what that means, but we can speculate about it. That's part of what we're doing. So that's an interesting theory. So you're saying that you think Lucia is going to sort of turn Jason over and give Jason to the authority. At least that's what got her out. She maybe agreed to do that. Whether she does it or not is a different conversation.
Yes, I think that's the way it starts, but through her involvement and getting closer to Jason, and I do think there will be some sort of relationship meter, kind of similar to the way Red Dead's honor meter went, where she will reveal to Jason through one way or another that she is the leak, and will have to come to terms and choose if we're going to stay with Lucia or keep it moving.
That's interesting. That's an interesting theory. I've speculated in the past that Jason was the one that was working with the feds to get Lucia out, and he agreed that maybe that they would go in and do some sort of partnership. You know, you have to kind of also look at Jason's profile too, and it says Jason wants an easy life, but things keep getting harder. He grew up around grifters and crooks. After the army, he wound up in the Keys doing what he knows best, working for local drug runners. And it might be time for something new. Meeting Lucia could be the best or worst thing to happen to him. So it's kind of vague, but it sounds like Jason is not really wanting to be involved in a lot of this stuff. He's sort of just doing what he's always done. So I don't know, man. That's an interesting theory.
And that's the thing that I thought about as well. if Jason doesn't want complicated, why would he be the one to go out of his way to change things up?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think personally, I don't. I guess if I had to die on a hill right now, I would say that the luck thing is referring to something that we haven't considered yet, or maybe have considered. But I don't necessarily. If I had to just choose a side, I would say I don't think either of them are working with the feds. I would say that Lucia got out because there was some sort of error in her prosecution or something like that. Who knows? And then her and Jason link up. And, Lucia is wanting to make money, as it says in her bio. She wants a good life and that her mother dreamed of since Liberty City, and she's ready to take matters into her own hands. And with Jason, maybe her way out. So I think Lucia kind of pulls Jason into the stuff. And because of his experience in the military and his connections and stuff, they kind of make a good team. And it's sort of one of those, like, it maybe starts out with like light stuff and then they get a taste for success and making a little bit of money, like the classic Bonnie and Clyde situation. And then it slowly spirals out of control. I don't know. It's hard to say.
And that's the fun in speculation. I mean, don't get me wrong. I fully believe Lucia is going to be the devil on Jason's shoulder. Nothing against her. But
no, it's just women in general. No.
Easy killer. My wife was home.
I'm just kidding. No. My wife actually keeps me in line. I just like to crack jokes.
No, same. My wife is my rock, but she's also the reason I drink. But different story.
I love it. That's
but
funny.
No, I can't wait to experience a story. Rockstar, you are my biggest op at the fucking moment, and I hope everybody is just as excited for the game as I am.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of us are, man, and it was really nice talking to you. I appreciate you popping in and hopping on the live stream,
brother. Yeah, no, it's my first time catching you on stream and being on. I've seen all of your videos, and I hope to talk again in the future.
For sure, man. Well, you're in the Discord, so next Whiskey Wednesday, bro, pop back in. I'll
be here. Appreciate
all right,
you,
buddy.
Brother.
Yep. Have a good one.
You too.
All right. So let's go ahead and we've got somebody in the waiting room, Jai Marston. Let's see. Let me check chat real quick. Let's see. Trouble said Take-Two said that they want a tighter release schedule, so I see the next news coming August, and they'll cram everything in 3 months. I don't know, man. I don't know that they can get all the way to August without releasing anything. I don't know. I don't personally love that idea. He said, did Sav just say Jason's a Fed? No, I didn't, but because you said that.
You are a worthless piece of shit! Get out of my face!
You're fired.
Okay, I had to get that out of the way. We have to press it at least once per stream. Okay, so let's. I didn't say it. I clarified. I clarified and said I don't think either one of them are working with the feds. So I definitely didn't say it. Moving on, we've got Jai Marston. Jai, what's up, dude? Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. I'm just joining you from Australia, and I just started, watching your streams recently. Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This is my first time calling you. So I have two minor questions regarding the GTA 6. I just wanna know your perspective, how do you think it's gonna happen? First of all, I don't know about you, but when GTA 5 was released back in 2013, I was 20 years old at that time. And I followed pretty much everything with their marketing thing, screenshots and the trailers and the gameplay trailers and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So looking back at it now, when I look, because of course the game is more than a decade old, and all this everything, whatever I just mentioned. So looking back at it, I do you have this kind of feeling like I want the details, I want the trailer, but I don't want them to show them too much? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're
Like,
talking about like how like for example, the feeling that I get sometimes when I'm watching a movie trailer is that the movie trailers are too long and too revealing and give too much away. Is that kind of what you're referring to?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just sitting on the fence. Of course, I want the trailer 3, and I want all the new details. I'm ready. I'm excited. But
Hmm.
on the same time, I'm like, I don't know whether I
Yeah.
should, watch all, I'm definitely skipping the launch trailer, to be honest with you, because it's there usually when they release. I mean, the game is near about a release date, on its whatever its release date. So they usually release it before a week or something, and it's a 1 minute trailer kind of thing. They did it with the GTA 5 as well, and RDR 2. Uh, if you go back and look at those trailers, they pretty much give, you know almost what is gonna happen pretty much in the game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, this is
Well,
really
I
like,
think they've.
yeah,
I agree with you. Yeah, I think if they reveal too much, it kind of ruins the zest and the mystery of the experience. I would say it's hard for me. I think Red Dead Redemption 2 and everything they did with it is a much closer example of how they're going to handle GTA 6's launch. I think they've learned a lot in those 13 years, and just based on the direction that this game is heading, and the aesthetic, and the vibe, and the immersive realism and stuff that they seem
yeah,
to be leaning into, I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're going to do that again. I think they've realized that they have something truly big and groundbreaking and amazing, and I don't think they're going to want to spoil it. Which is why they've stayed so tight-lipped about everything leading up to this. I mean, they were absolutely devastated when the leaks happened back in 2022. We shouldn't know
yeah,
90% of what we know about the game right now. That happened.
yeah,
A lot
yeah,
of that
yeah,
happened because of that leak. We wouldn't have the mapping project, At least we wouldn't
yeah,
have as nearly as much detail as we have. They'd still analyze screenshots and trailers and put together something, but we wouldn't have near the amount of detail. We wouldn't have the coordinates. You know what I mean? So, I agree with you. I don't think they should reveal much more on the story. As a matter of fact, I would be totally fine if they didn't tell us anything else about the story from here on out. I would like to see more of the world. I would
yeah,
like to see more
yeah,
of the locations. I'd like to see more of the water stuff. I'd love to see some gameplay stuff. But I don't need to
yeah,
know any more about the story personally.
yeah. I mean, again, we understand the frustration in the community, like they are waiting for the trailer, and all. But I think the real question would be, do we really need the trailer? Because if you see the trailer too, after the delay news, they gave like, there's a whole website full of details and everything, individual characters and their details, whatever they can possibly give to us. So it's really, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Okay, so that answers my first question. And the second question, I just want to know your prospect on the story mode. I mean, we know there are two characters, and this Bonnie and Clyde thing they have. So like, where do you think the story would guide us, and where we can go through with the story? How would you guess, if you have to guess, like, where do you think they're gonna end it? Like, of course we don't know, the game is not here and everything, but I just
Mhm.
wanna know, like, what do you think about this, all this speculation
Like,
around the storyboard?
yeah, so you're asking like what direction they take the story in? Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah. Is it going to be chapter based, like they told? And if it is, I mean, what would be the end point? What would be the end goal? How they think they can conclude that? I mean, how do you think it's going to happen?
Yeah, well, again, I'll point you back to Red Dead Redemption 2. I think they had an absolute winner on their hands as far as narrative storytelling goes with Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, these are two different games. They're two different genres. They're similar because they're made by the same studio, but they're separated by quite literally a couple hundred years and or at least 150 years, and and culture and all that. They're very different. But what I would say is that I think with GTA 6, based on what we've seen so far, I think they're telling a more grounded, more realistic, more I use the word immersive far too often, but a more realistic, gritty, maybe even slightly darker story than they've told in past GTA games. I think they're kind of going back to Grand Theft Auto 4 and that sort of gritty, darker, sort of oppressive energy, and I think that's probably the direction that we're going here. It's going to be like we're on the run. It's like they're going to be balancing like living the high life and experiencing the joy of making money and doing all these exciting things as a couple, but also the danger factor of like maybe potentially losing one or both of them, or at least the risk factor involved in that and the kind of emotional experience that is. So it's hard to say where it'll end up. I don't personally think they're going to kill off either of the characters. I think they'll both live through the end.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking the same thing as well. Like, isn't this too obvious? We are already talking about whether they're gonna kill, Jason or the Lucia, and this is like, talk of the town. So, yeah, I mean, I don't believe they're gonna go down on the road of GTA 4 because that was way too dark. And I remember when the GTA 5 came out and people, all the gamers and all the players, when they completed their story, and the first thought which was emerged at that time was they didn't make the story this dark because they thought GTA 4 was like, it was way darker, and that's why the 5 had some kind of fun ending. So I think it will be between 4 and 5. That's just my my vision, or let's say my point of view. Anyways, thank you so much. This is my first time joining here, and thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. It was great to talk to you. Great to meet you. I'm glad you called in. It's a good conversation. I think you're right. I don't think they're going to go full GTA 4 as far as the theme and mood. It'll probably be a nice medium between GTA 5 and GTA 4. But GTA 5 was just too campy and silly. And when you have the opportunity that you have in front of you with these two wonderful characters that we have, I can't imagine that they would treat that with the same sort of casual, whatever that they did with GTA 5. So, but it was nice talking to you, man. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely. You have a good night. All right. I got a comment on this. Black Apple Gallery says cars better require fuel. Yes, sir. Absolutely. I'm with you 100%. You are correct. Spider-Man says need fuel. You guys are my favorite people. Upper Robin, that's a shit take. Okay, we got Big Chris in the lobby. Let's pull him in and say hi. Mr. Chris, what's good, buddy? How you doing?
Hey.
How goes it, brother?
Not much. Just checking up on you. See how you guys doing?
We're hanging in there, man. One day at a time. 161 days left. Is that right? Yep, 161, almost 160 days. We're getting close. Getting really close.
We're getting close to the final hours of the game getting released, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Not too much longer, man. Just a little bit of fun content in the meantime. Before we know it, we're going to be diving into, new trailers and screenshots and game art and news and all that stuff. It's going to get really crazy really fast. I was telling my wife this. She had mentioned earlier today, she's like, yeah, man, it'd be really nice for that new trailer to drop soon. And yeah, I agree it would be, and I want it to. But I'm also trying to kind of appreciate the calm before the storm, because once that trailer drops and the marketing cycle takes off, like, this channel is going to be going 24/7, 365. I'm going to be constantly working on something. So I'm going to miss these days of just like relaxed, sort of hanging out with you guys and putting out a video once a week, But yeah.
Right. Well, what do you? I mean, I know it's kind of like we shouldn't be having these conversations because people tend to get upset and worked up. But I think me and you are adults, and I think some people in the chat are adults. But like, when do you think most likely? I don't know, maybe like a trailer, or you know, when do you think that they're going to start to crank out the what do you call it, the propaganda machine with all their stuff?
Yeah. Well, so it's hard to say. I've made several guesses and been wrong several times now. You know, but yeah, I'm gonna keep guessing, and you know, one of these times I'll be right. So what I'll say, what I'll say is, right now, you know, being that we got all the way through May with no news, we're a third of the way through June already. You know, I can see them hitting us with something late June. It's hard for me personally to imagine the marketing cycle kicking off with anything other than a trailer and a pre-order announcement. So, you know, we may get a little bit of news and quiet movement behind the scenes that you know, we start talking about here within the next couple of weeks. But I think the next big piece of news is going to be trailer 3 with, you know, the game art and the cover art and the pre-order announcement. So I think all of that will come within about 24, 48 hours of each other, if not at the same time.
Yeah, because a lot of people are kind of like in that too. Like they're thinking like, how's the box art going to look like? Is they going to continue with the classic GTA box art, or are they going to do like something new? But I don't think so. I think they're going to go with classic. That's just something iconic.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they're going to try something new here and say, oh, we're not doing the old way, we're doing my way. No, I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, I can't remember what the first Red Dead. Yeah, I do remember what the first Red Dead cover was, kind of its own unique thing, and then Red Dead 2 had its own unique cover. I think you're right. I think the GTA 6 box art is going to be the classic GTA box art. You're going to have that sort of grid sort of pattern with the different things going on. So yeah, I think it'll be something like that. Who all is included on it or what it shows is a different conversation, but I think it would be hard for them. If they did depart from that, they'd have a lot of upset OGs. You know?
Oh yeah, definitely is going to, you know, make a lot of people upset. But I think the classic box art is going to have the continuous thing, like the helicopter in the corner. It's always going to be some kind of action in the right corner. Yeah. It's always going to be some character and some in the middle, or I don't remember exactly how the box art goes, but every single box art that they created from GTA 3, they all have like one iconic thing in each corner.
Yeah, there's usually always a helicopter, a motorcycle, some kind of supercar, and then of course some main characters from the story. So it'll be interesting to see what they come out with. But I would imagine
we'll see who's the you know, the girl that they always posted to, because you know they always put like a girl, like in Vice City we had the bikini girl, and then in San Andreas we had I think was the one that kind of bending over her tongue out, and then you know every GTA has like a girl, so we'll see who this one will be.
Probably probably the Thrillbilly Mud Club girl in the Daisy Dukes.
Oh, there you go.
That would be I think that would be perfect. You know, that's Florida there. You know, either that or you know some chick in a Miami style bikini. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, some chick in Vice City.
Yeah.
Now, just one more thing before I go. Just tell her, but I think you should got it. I don't. It's not your job to say it, but I'm not saying what you should and I shouldn't do. But advise people like, hey, when pre-orders drop, make sure you guys are on your A game, because I mean these scalpers are going to be out there, like they're just going to be out there just trying to get this game and then upsell it.
Yeah, that's true. When pre-orders drop, definitely, like, I'm not the kind of person that will tell people to go and pre-order games usually, but this is different. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be, I know it's going to be good. It's going to be worth the pre-order. They're not going to let you down. So I feel very comfortable telling you, if you want to get the game and you don't want to get scalped, pre-order the game. You know, but yeah, it's true. Unfortunately, there's a lot of scalpers, and don't wait until the last minute, or you might be buying it from some kind of Walmart parking lot for $250. So.
Oh gosh. No, I don't want to do that.
So,
All right,
but the
man.
good
Well, you
news
take
is,
care.
you can always
Yeah.
download it. You can always download it. You don't have to go buy the physical copy. So
Oh well, yeah, well
one way to
that's
find
the
it.
other beauty of it. Yeah, there's always endless copies of digital content. Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know, just having it in your hands is a whole different thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
very true. Very, very true.
Yep.
Well, good talking with you, Chris. Thanks for calling in, buddy. It's always good to hear from you.
Yep.
Hope you're having a good
All
week
right.
so far.
Yeah, same. All right, man. Take care. You have
All
a
right,
great
buddy.
weekend.
You too, buddy. We'll see you.
All right, bye. All right.
All right, folks. Let's see. What time is it? It's 10:36. We'll give it a couple more minutes, and then we will call it a day. Braveheart asks, is my wife a big gamer as well, Sav? She's not. I wouldn't call her a big gamer, but she is more of a gamer than most gamer wives, I would think. She plays a lot of Age of Empires, and she plays some simulator games like Sandwich Simulator and all that stuff, which, she already makes one hell of a sandwich. She doesn't need to practice. But she does play a lot of Age of Empires and things like that. So, but yeah, she's a bit of a gamer. She plays some Battlefield. She likes the medic role. I'm excited about the new War Dogs game that's coming out. I have a feeling she'll be interested in playing that. So, yeah. But yeah, good question. Let's see. Chris F says, my theory is when all the games get announced, that's when GTA 6 trailer 3. When you say all the games announced, what exactly do you mean? Let's see. Thank you, Everything Life. I appreciate you. Robert says, it's okay to be wrong when it's a speculation. Sav has not once said it's a fact. That's right. And you'll never hear me say anything is confirmed. That is probably the least used word in my videos. Sav is going to have to take a staycation from work when Trailer 3 drops. That's true. Yeah. I'm planning on taking some time off to do some content. We'll see what happens, though. Let's see. Sav, it may be Whiskey Wednesday, but I'm drinking vodka. That's perfectly fine. Sometimes I skip the whiskey and I do vodka as well. I make this thing called Smurf Piss, where it's basically blueberry vodka mixed with some curacao and a little bit of lime soda. It's really good. Drummer says, I like the sunglasses. It's the same sunglasses that Jason is wearing when he's robbing the convenience store with the bandana on. He's got some yellow sunglasses on, so. Drummer says, new subscriber, we got your back. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Hard copy all day for sure. I don't blame you for getting a hard copy. I myself will be getting a hard copy because I got to have that map. It doesn't come with a digital. But if you're going to get a hard copy, you probably want to pre-order that SOB. Why are you closing out so early? Because my sleep schedule's all out of whack, supervisor. I've been staying up till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning most nights working on stuff and doing streams and stuff, and I gotta get back to like a healthy sleep schedule. So I'm closing it out at 10:30 because I know the problem is, guys, when I go till midnight, I'm always awake for a couple hours after that because by the time the stream ends, I'm usually kind of hungry, so I'll go and get a snack, and then I'll end up watching something while I'm eating, and then 45 minutes goes by, my episode of Yellowstone or whatever I was watching is over, and then I'm like, all right, I'll go crawl into bed, and then I get in bed, I'm like playing on my phone for a little bit, then I end up popping into like Rob's stream over at Vinewood Public Access, which starts at midnight tonight, by the way. He's doing Wasted Wednesday, so if you're gonna be up for a while and you're looking for more content, I'd suggest you check out Rob over at Vinewood Public Access. He'll be going live here at midnight Eastern time. But yeah, so I ended up staying up too late, and I got to get back on like a somewhat decent schedule. So, but as the news picks up, we may get back to staying up late. I don't know. So Sav, what's the deal? Late June or early July or some raindrop for Rockstar? I think we're probably getting something late June, early July. It would be really cool if we got a trailer on or before July 4th. Yes, Braveheart, you are absolutely correct. War Dogs does look like a breath of fresh air in the FPS genre. It's got all of my favorite aspects of all the games they're like buying inspiration from. That's just what I named it, Smurf Piss. You can call it whatever you want, but it's blue. So that's what I went with. Loving the pop-ups. It reminds me of VH1 pop-up video. That's cool. I completely forgot about that. Can't have a flaccid copy. You got to be hard. That's funny. Hooligan asks, Sav, when do you think the new video will be finished? Probably the end of next week. If not, the beginning of the following week. So within the next 2 weeks, it'll be done. Oh, Caden's here? When did Caden join? I didn't even see your message, Caden. Where is it? GTA 6 gonna get delayed because they have to change the story, so Jason's a cop. I think I just like subconsciously skipped over that because it was such a shit take.
You are a worthless piece of shit! Get out of my face!
You're fired.
Let's be real, Caden just wanted to see the button. That's what he wanted. He just wanted to see the button. Am I excited for the new Zelda? I didn't even know there was a new Zelda. So maybe that answers your question. Worst Brian Farr says, as the current VPA Employee of the Month, please come join us at Vinewood Public Access. He's playing GTA Liberty City Stories tonight. Ooh. Definitely go check that out. He starts at midnight tonight. Bri, you'll have to tell him I told everybody to come watch him. And tell him I'm sorry that I couldn't carry the stream until midnight tonight for a full transition. Psycho, I've actually seen that movie. It's a great movie. I enjoy The Rundown quite a bit when it comes on TV. Well, I used to watch it on cable. Now I have YouTube TV and Netflix and all that other stuff. But I've seen it multiple times now. It's a good movie. All right. Well, I think that's it, fellas. I hope everybody has a good rest of your week. I may be streaming Friday. I may not be. It just depends on how much of this video I have left. If I'm not done with the script by Friday, I'm going to have to skip the Friday stream. So we'll see. I've got a couple more days left, but I've got a lot of IRL work stuff I've got to do too. So it's been a very busy week, which is probably why I'm not done with it yet. But I'm going to continue working on that. I'll probably get a little bit more time in and on it tomorrow. So hope everybody has a good rest of your week. If I don't see you on Friday, have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week. And I'll keep you guys updated on the video, or if any news drops in the meantime, of course you'll hear from me. So. But enjoy this time, guys. Enjoy this downtime, because before too long, we're going to be obsessing over every little bit of news again and smoking the copium pretty hard. So, all right, fellas, have a good weekend. I'll